It's time for Spider-Man No Way Home. So this video is going to contain a non-spoiler review for the first half, then a spoiler discussion for the second half. Okay, so we're not going to spoil you. I'm going to give you a warning before we do so. But before we go into the review, Metro, play my intro. Woo! So I've been looking forward to this movie for so long. It's the thing that got me to go to finish my finals in masters right now. I got one more class left, by the way, and I've been a big fan of the MCU Tom Holland films, right? And I liked the Sam Raimi movies too, and I like the Webb movies. I even like Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's not the greatest, but I still like it. And so, I've been a big fan, and I've been following the MCU for a long time. But when I tell you, they was not playing that this is the MCU's version, well, the Spider-Man's version of Endgame, because this movie is so satisfying. Like no spoilers. Like it's just very satisfying. Like everything the fan base ever really wanted, except for a few criticisms that I'll talk later in the spoiler review, is kind of answered here. The drama is arguably better than the PS4 Spider-Man game and Spider-Man 2. Spider-Verse though is a battle between those. But I would say out of the live action, this is the most emotional Spider-Man movie of like all time. The repercussions is the highest repercussions of any Spider-Man film. Any. Like Tom Holland's Spider-Man suffers the most out of any Spider-Man I've seen in a long time except the comics. Hands down. And I know a lot of people have criticism over Homecoming, Far From Home, but I've always said those films are the transitioning for Tom Holland's Spider-Man to become the Spider-Man. And this movie delivers that hands down. Is it from Civil War to Infinity War to Endgame to Homecoming, Far From Home? This is all about building up to this, and he becomes the best Spider-Man. I already thought he was, but this signifies it. Zendaya's MJ. She is the best love interest out of all of them, in my personal opinion. The only one you can fight with me for is Gwen Stacy from the Amazing Verse. The villains, Green Goblin. He is Spider-Man's most iconic villain for a reason, and he steals the show. Doctor Strange and Dr. Octopus kills it. The visuals are incredible. The action sequences, amazing, spectacular. like what other synonyms I'm gonna say for Spider-Man here? They find everything to do for these characters. Like for the people that have been complaining about Aunt May in this universe, she does a lot here. She gets some payoff, some great stuff there. Ned Lees, he gets something to pull off, and J.K. Simmons gets some great stuff here. It's really. It's funny because Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 have problems where they had too many characters. But for this film, it has a lot more characters in all those two films, and it balances them out better than most of them. Like, it's kind of funny how Civil War, Endgame, Infinity War, and now this one have so many characters, but it all fits and works. Like, it's really good stuff. The cinematography is great. The music, it hits well on those emotional scenes and action sequences. The comedy, I know in the trailer, they talked about, let's Scooby-Doo this crap or whatever, and it sounds awkward. It sounds a lot better. It sounds a lot better in the actual film. And yeah, it flows a lot better. I will say this. If you're not out here purposely checking Reddit, Twitter, or looking at every TV spot, the trailers don't spoil anything, okay? They don't. Like everything you see in the trailers is pretty much the first 40 minutes. Hell, this movie is quote unquote long, but bro, it didn't feel long at all. It felt like I needed more. Here's the thing, bro. I don't know if you see it in my face, but this is the most fun I've had in a movie theater since Infinity War and Endgame. It's on that level. Again, I like Shang-Chi. Actually, I really like Shang-Chi. I like Black Widow. Even though the Eternals had its problems, I still like that film. Spider-Man's No Way Home, I love this film. I adore it. I need to watch it again. Really, not on no hypebeast stuff, bro. But like, I do need to watch it again. But this film deserves you to view it at the theaters. Hell, I'm vaccinated, but I still have my mask on, and bro, it's just a fun time. Stay for the after credit scenes. You know, stay. There's 2 of them. Stay for those. And yeah, man. So we're going to get into the spoiler part of it. I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I will be doing a top 20 strongest live action Spider-Man characters, including the MCU, Raimi, and Webverse. So please check it out. I'm going to do that with my voice. And then I'm going to be doing a top 200 strongest Marvel Cinematic Universe characters, including all of the Netflix characters, all the MCU, Web, Fox, well, at least people in the Deadpool verse, stuff like that. I'll be including those characters. So please check that out. So let's talk about the spoilers here. When I tell you, my audience exploded when Daredevil showed up, when both Toby and Andrew showed up, especially when Andrew showed up. That was insane, bro. Like, I could barely hear anything. Like when Daredevil showed up, I could barely hear anything. And Tom Holland's Spider-Man, bro, what can you say, bro? He did everything that everyone complained he wouldn't do. I told everybody that these are a nice transition to becoming the comic book most accurate Spider-Man. And that final suit, look, I love this. Look, I love this suit, man. I love it. But bro, he came in with like the PS4 Spider-Man's first suit, and he even had the Raimi Spider with the comic book Spider in the front. Perfect! Perfect, bro. That's what I wanted for so long. But I gotta talk about two criticisms. One, the integrated suit felt like just another suit. Like, they hyped up, like, you know, you want to get the spider arms and all this type of stuff. It was nowhere to be found. It was just another suit. I like the design, but I was like, what makes it different than the other suits? That's one. Two, look, man, I know Uncle Ben. Look, I'm not one of those guys that think Uncle Ben needs to be the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, but Uncle Ben was mentioned in, you know, the Zombie What If episode, right? It was mentioned. And Uncle Ben's been hinted at in Homecoming, Civil War, and Far From Home. This nigga don't exist, bro. Like, bro, like, they had 2 opportunities to bring this man up in the MCU. When he's talking to Toby and Andrew, and Toby brings up, you know, Uncle Ben. Tom says nothing. And they bring him Aunt May, who said it, right? And then when you see Aunt May's grave, I'm like, okay, they got to show Uncle Ben's grave, right? This nigga's nowhere to be found. Look, man, I got to give my friends credit, bro. I kept on telling them over and over again, bro. Like, hey, man, Uncle Ben is coming, bro. Like, he's coming. Nigga didn't show up, man. Like, so unless it's going to be in the it's going to be in the Disney Plus Spider-Man origin tale, or this nigga just don't exist in this verse, bro. Of course, we got his suitcase, we got little Easter eggs, but nah, man, like he just not there, man. But they did an amazing job with Dr. Octopus, making sure that his arc was still, you know, included. Hell, even Sandman, he come across as a good guy at first, but I guess he only trusts Toby's version of Spider-Man. And the Green Goblin, bro, I'm so happy because, for one, in the original Spider-Man, he doesn't kill anybody. Like, Green Goblin doesn't kill anybody, but when he enters in here and he kills Aunt May, bruh. And Aunt May, like, I know she didn't get, but like, again, like, compared to all the Aunt Mays, we know Raimi Aunt May got a lot more screen time, so she's the best. But this Aunt May is definitely the second best, because like Aunt May in Amazing Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like, she's not even a big deal, but her being the one to tell him that, you know, with great power comes great responsibility, was really great. And I like what she was able to do in this movie. Zendaya's MJ, Michonne Jones Watson, adding a little bit more parallels to Mary Jane Watson. Their chemistry, Tom Holland and Zendaya's chemistry is amazing. Of course, they're dating, they're effing. So, yeah, it's going to be better. Ned actually having magical powers. Good twist. I mess with it, man. And Jamie Foxx's Electro having, like, he's still connected to, like, the web films, but he got his own thing. And he has that dialogue with Andrew. And Andrew saving MJ, which we all wanted to make up for why he couldn't save Gwen. And I guess another slight negative slash nitpick is Toby. I don't know if they acted him, like they directed him weird, or he just doesn't seem like he cares as much. Like, I think that's just how they writ the character, because like he's more laid back, he's more chilled. But you know, just something was a little bit off with him. But again, I still think he did a great job overall. And Yeah, man, like this movie delivered. Like it didn't do like the extra like Game of Thrones or Star Wars Last Jedi. Again, I like that film, but you know, people it didn't subvert expectations. Like, hey bro, you want the redemption for Andrew? We got you. Oh, you want Toby to talk to the Green Goblin and all these people? We got you. Like, and the dialogue between Andrew, Toby, and Tom, and the fact that they even talk about like fourth wall breaking, how Andrew's treated like crap in the fandom. Great stuff, man. Like, again, it's cool to subvert expectations, but goddamn it, just give us what we want. And this movie did that, man. It did that. And again, it's great stuff, man. I'm so glad that the connection between Norman and the MCU Spider-Man was deep, because I was really afraid that these villains is going to feel like, you know, there's someone else's villains, but it felt like Tom's villains now, because he tried to help all of them, and he brought him to his place. He was listening to Aunt May. He actually, and the thing is, bro, throughout all of it, right, even though he was going to like kill Green Goblin, you know, Toby, you know, stopped it, and Toby almost died, but of course, you know, he's Spider-Man. He only just got stabbed, which I'm glad they talked about. Like, bro, like I've been through worse, and I'm just glad that he had like a personal connection. There was real feelings towards that way, and the final fight between him and Norman, again, Norman got to jump him at the beginning, but you gotta remember, like Spider-Man was getting jumped by everyone at that scene. And then when they had a final fight, bro, Tom was whooping that nigga's ass, bro. Like just sa, bro. It was clean. It was clean, man. I feel like I'm forgetting to admit something. Like, again, Happy was cool. You know what I mean? Like, he was a little bit more annoying in this film, not gonna lie. But again, he was cool though. Like, I like him, man, especially at the ending though. And like I said before, bro, Tom Spider-Man suffers the most I've seen in a long time, bro. This man lost Uncle Ben, even though he's not that mentioned as much. He lost Tony Stark. He lost Aunt May, and nobody remembers him. All the importance that Tony did. Tony went back in time for this kid. All this stuff, forgotten. And he is broke. He's more broke than he's ever been broke before. And he's out here still fighting crime in the classic red and blue. Don't tell me Iron Boy Jr. crap ever again. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, bro. This is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Y'all can have the web slinger Spider-Man from the Raimi verse. You got the amazing Spider-Man from the web verse. But give my boy some respect. He is the friendly neighborhood. Hey, man, he's the Spider-Man, bro. And I love this film, bro. I loved it. Like I said before, outside the integrated suit, just being like another suit, doesn't really have anything special towards it. And Uncle Ben just like, bruh, they're like double downing, like, no, man, Aunt May is the Uncle Ben of this. Tony Stark is the Uncle Ben. So we might get Uncle Ben in the Disney Plus stuff. But what can you say, man? Like, outside of those negatives, and again, they're not even really negatives, to be honest with you. Toby did his thing. Andrew got like the most redemption I've ever seen, man. The CGI was great. Oh yeah, so the after credits stuff. I know some people are gonna be pissed, like, oh bro, they just brought in Venom just to drop off the symbiote. I feel like, you know, Eddie's gonna come back, because, like, you know, I feel like they really want to use Tom. I can't remember the other Tom from Venom. I know Tom Hardy. They really want to use that Venom, but I need this Spider-Man to get the symbiote first, then meet him. And just from predictions, I think there's gonna be another trilogy, and we're gonna have to get Kraven, Venom, and Morlun. Morlun's got to be the next final bad. If they want to get Miles, because there is a mention of Miles when Electro's talking about, like, man, I thought you was going to be black, man. Well, hopefully another universe is a black Spider-Man. You see what I'm saying? So I think they're going to transition to Miles. It's going to have to be, like, you know, Black Cat has to be involved. Like, Black Cat has to be the next love interest for Spider-Man until he gets MJ back. You know, MJ doesn't remember him. Ned doesn't remember. You can tell MJ's still wearing the necklace that Spider-Man gave her. So it's really beautiful, man. Like, the tragedies this Spider-Man been through is more than PS4 Spider-Man, more than Raimi Spider-Man. Hell, even more than, like, Web Spider-Man, bro. So I think the next trilogy is going to have to bring Kraven, Black Cat, Morlun, and Venom. They have to bring it. Hell, you could throw Rhino in there. Hell, they even had like a scene when the universe was breaking. You could see the comic book accurate Rhino. There was too much stuff going on. I don't know if I can see all the other iconic villains, but you can see it. So, yeah, man. So as a rating, It's really tough, man. It's between a 9 or a 10 out of 10, bro. And again, if you look back at my old videos, bro, like again, I've given a lot of movies like 8s and 9s and stuff, and I need to go back and review them. But like, bro, this film is like, outside of like, you know, I want more Uncle Ben, or like, you know, wanting more suits to be more special, but like, what are the negatives that you got, bro? Like the comedy's great, the action's great, the characters are great. No characters really left without some payoff. It's just a great film, and I haven't felt this great coming out of the movie theater since Endgame and Infinity War, bro. And I'm so glad I didn't get spoiled. I'm so sorry for you if you don't go to the movie theaters to see this film and you got spoiled before you seen this film, because this movie needs to be seen. Hell, even knowing that we all knew Andrew and Toby was going to come in, but like the way they come and everything, great stuff, man. So yeah, like I said in the middle of this video, top 20 strongest live action Spider-Man is on the way. I'm probably going to record it right after, even though I look like I've been in a fight. And my top 200 MCU characters, strongest MCU characters, that's going to be Windows Movie Maker stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you guys for it's been an interesting year, man. A lot of ups and downs, but despite, you know, me not getting to 50,000 by the end of this year, man, I really appreciate anyone who's ever supported me. And if you're a new subscriber just today, yesterday, whatever, I thank you just as much as anyone else, man. So yeah, SonTj, peace. Love you all. Spider-Man!